Hi, everybody. Good morning, if it's not too late to say. So my name is Lu Wu, and I'm a doctoral student at UNC Chapel Hill. And today, I would like to talk a little bit about my research in digital native sites, and in particular, how they have transitioned into become a major news player in the news media. So digital native sites or digital startups are newer media organizations that were born and grown entirely online. And some of them started as online content aggregators, and probably a few names have already come to your mind, such as BuzzFeed, Huffington Post, Gawker.com, or Mashable.com. And when they started up, they didn't necessarily produce their own original content, but in recent years, we have seen more and more of them are transitioning into original content producers, and in particular, news content. So, and another fact to note is that they are popular among millennials. That gives them a lot of leverage in terms of attracting fundings from investors. And also, in the very near future, millennials will become a major news consumer groups in the world. So all the facts aside, I think digital native sites are still in the process of establishing themselves as a reputable news source. So there is a lot of uncertainty. They don't know, and the audience don't know whether they will be successful and whether the audience will find them to be trustworthy or not. So in such a situation, media ecology scholars have suggested that nascent media would usually resort to traditional organizational formats to help them survive in their uncertainty and even thrive in the competition. So in other words, they would mimic what other traditional media or legacy media are doing in their daily operations, and trying to, be successful. So what I mean by organizational forms, there's a few steps you can expect to see. They would hire experienced workers from other outlets. They would adapt news routines to their daily operations, and they would create rules and regulations to bind their managers and their employees. And the last thing, they would specialize their workforce. So among those steps, there is something, some of them can easily be observed. So you probably have recalled news that some digital native sites have hired experienced journalists from other legacy media outlets, and they are refining their editorial policies, right, to guide their employees. But there are other things that are kind of more nuanced and embedded in their daily operation. So for my study, I would like to see if digital native sites have gone through this transition to help them establish their news routine, then we can expect to see certain changes, such as it will have a greater number of sources quoted in their stories, and a great number of official sources quoting their stories as well. And more likely, they would report in a hard news format other than soft news, and the same thing would apply to their political news reporting as well. So what I did is a content analysis of news articles published by BuzzFeed. The reason I chose BuzzFeed is because it is a second most visited digital native site back in 2015, according to Pew Research Center. And they also have a well-curated online archive that provides you easy access to all their past content. So I choose 2 constructed weeks of each year from January 1st, 2007 to October 31st, 2015. And the final sample size is about 912 articles. So the first thing I found is a change in their news source, how many sources they have attributed in their news articles. And as you can see, there is a clear surge around 2010 and 2011, and the slope just got deeper after 2012. So I use 2012 as a cutoff point is because in that year, BuzzFeed hired Ben Smith from Politico to lead their editorial team to go through a transition into a news agency. So clearly you can see there's significant changes between before 2012 and after 2012, and the same pattern applied to the official sources as well. And the second thing I look at is changing their news topics. There's still a strong association between the two periods of time, and in both periods of time, political news is the most reported news topics. But we can also see a slightly increase in science, sports, education, and also entertainment news. So their topics just get more diverse over the years. And the next thing I found is there's a change in how their news are reported. Before 2012, over 60% of their news are reported in soft news format, and only 36% of them are in hard news format. By that I mean, so the basic inverted pyramid style that are qualified as a hard news format. So the proportion kind of reversed after 2012, and you can see almost 60% of their news are in hard news format. Okay. Did I? Sorry. So, and the same pattern can be seen in their political news reporting as well. So before 2012, almost 70% of the political news are in soft format, and 30% of them are in hard news format. But the trend also reversed after 2012. And the last thing is, in their political news reporting, before 2012, almost 1/4 of their stories do not have attributed sources. But after 2012, the number dropped down to only 4%. Okay. So I think the takeaway from my study is, although it is in their initial stage of trying to build a reputable news brand, I think BuzzFeed is making some progress in terms of adopt news routines that has been used by traditional media, and they are making progress, and those progress are reflected in their daily news production. So I think it is promising that digital native sites are, making progress and growing into a much bigger force in news business, and especially, become successful among younger viewers. But it's also important to keep tracking their progress and seeing the long term how they would affect our democratic process. Thank you. That's all for me.